This cottage is one of the most visited places in England's Lake District National Park. This is Hilltop Farm, a charming 17th century cottage in the village of near Sawrey. The village is located a little over a mile west of Lake Windermere in Cumbria County. It was once the home of author and illustrator Beatrix Potter. To the world, she was the celebrated creator of the tales of Peter Rabbit and 22 other classic children's books. She was the J.K. Rowling of her generation, but here in the village, she was a friend, a neighbor, a breeder of sheep, a farmer, and a passionate advocate for preservation. Her mission was to protect the village, her adopted home, from the potential ravages of development. Hilltop is still a working farm, but now it's owned by the National Trust. Beatrix Potter didn't actually live here. She and her husband lived just across the meadow. There she was Mrs. William Hallis, but when she came up the path to Hilltop, she was Beatrix Potter. She used the cottage as her studio. It was filled with personal items and things she'd inherited from her parents and brother. Beatrix Potter was a remarkable woman for her time. Actually, she was a remarkable woman for any time. She was born into a wealthy London family in 1866. Her drawings were not always whimsical. She had a passion for biology. She wanted to be a scientist, but that was not a path open to a young, wealthy Victorian woman. The Peter Rabbit book came about because of a story she wrote in a letter to cheer up a sick child. When friends heard about the story and saw the illustrations, they urged her to publish. Eventually, she did, and like every fairy tale, there was a happy ending. She made a fortune because she was a shrewd enough businesswoman to retain the rights to everything, including all of the branded merchandise. She fell in love with her publisher's son, but her parents refused to allow her to marry because they considered him a tradesman beneath their class. Not long after, he passed away. Beatrix loved the Lake District and vacationed here every summer. She decided to start investing her wealth in property. William Hallis was her solicitor. They shared a passion for preservation, and it turned out for each other. This time, she didn't ask for her parents' approval. They were married in 1913 when she was 47 years old. At the time of her death in 1943, she owned 14 farms in the area, totaling over 4,000 acres, which she donated to the government. In 1951, her bequest became the cornerstone of what became the Lake District National Park. Thanks to her vision, and with help of a little rabbit named Peter, the Lake District National Park became the largest national park in England, attracting nearly 16 million visitors a year. In 2017, the park was granted World Heritage status by the United Nations. Near Sawrey is not a museum. It's a real village with a number of charming bed and breakfasts, like the Bucklegate Guest House, just a few doors down from Hilltop Farm, and next door to the Tower Banks Arms, a wonderful restaurant and pub.